So today we're diving into a pretty wild story coming out of Cape Town, South Africa. There's a new city rule there that could honestly change everything for independent filmmakers, YouTubers, really anyone who uses a camera to keep people in power on their toes. Let's get right into it.
Okay, I want you to just stop and think about this for a second. Imagine every single time you wanted to film something for, say, your Instagram or maybe a little documentary project, you had to go and ask the government for permission first. Well, that's the new reality a creator is facing, and it's kicking up some huge questions about free speech. And look, I want to be super clear about this. This isn't some weird what-if scenario or someone reading the law wrong. Nope, this is the direct consequence of a real law that's on the books right now, the City of Cape Town Filming Bylaw of 2024. You know, at its heart, this is a classic David versus Goliath story. On one side, you've got this one lone filmmaker, and on the other, the entire administrative power of a major city. So let's meet our David. His name is Mark Jackson. He's a filmmaker who's really made a name for himself with environmental advocacy, which makes him a really important and, let's be honest, probably an inconvenient voice in the city. And here's where the whole thing gets really, really sticky. The exact same city government that Jackson is criticizing in his film has the legal power to decide if he gets to film at all. I mean, talk about a conflict of interest. It puts his entire mission in a super precarious spot. Now it's time to meet Goliath, the law itself. The City of Cape Town's new Filming Bylaw rolls out some incredibly sweeping new rules. And you know what? All of its power really comes down to how they define one simple word. The city wrote a definition for filming that's, well, it's a catch-all, and it's so incredibly broad, it's kind of hard to believe. The bylaw says, filming is just the recording of images on any public or private property. Now, think about what that actually means. It's not just about a big professional camera. We're talking about your phone, too. It's not just a movie set. It's the park down the street. It's a sidewalk. And yep, it's your own house and your own garden. Could you actually be committing a crime just for filming something in your own backyard?
Welcome back to CT Creator. No filming permit?
So yeah, this law basically applies to almost everyone, from a solo YouTuber filming on their phone to a small documentary crew. It absolutely does not cover investigative documentaries, political satire, or the kind of advocacy work that guys like Jackson do. All right, so the City of Cape Town does have an answer for this. They'll point to something they call a microshoot, and on paper, this is supposed to be the safety net for small, independent creators. But when you actually look at the details, it starts to feel less like a real solution and more like, well, a bureaucratic magic trick. So here's how it works. A microshoot is for a small crew, fewer than 8 people, and hey, they might even waive the permit fee, which sounds great. But, and this is the big but, you still have to apply. You still have to register what you're doing, and you still have to wait for the city to give you the thumbs up. So what does that actually do? It basically kills spontaneous filming. You'd see something happening, like a sewage spill, and you just film it, right then and there. Now, that raw, guerrilla style of reporting is being swapped out for a system of bureaucratic red tape. And look, this isn't just some hypothetical fear for Jackson. He's seen firsthand how the city reacts when they get criticized, which makes this new legal tool feel all the more dangerous. His documentary, Bay of Sewage, went viral. It exposed some huge problems with the city's water management and caused a major uproar. It was a classic piece of accountability journalism, and you can bet the city was not happy about it. And here is the punchline. Under this new bylaw, the city could have used any number of technicalities, health and safety concerns at the filming spots, whatever, to just deny him the permits he needed to even make that film. A story that absolutely needed to be told could have been legally smothered before it ever saw the light of day. Just think about the sheer logistics of it. For a platform like YouTube that lives and breathes on frequent, timely content, a multi-day approval process for every single video it's not gonna work. It could basically kill off channels that depend on being able to respond to things as they happen.
Excuse me, madam. Where is your filming permit?
So we've got all these massive issues on the table. The big question now is, what happens next?
The city's top officials have been told about all these problems. It is all out in the open. So now the ball is really in their court. What is the mayor going to do? What is the city of Cape Town going to do? Are they going to fix this thing?
The story's out there, but nobody knows how it's going to end. So if you want to keep up with what's happening, the main person to follow is Mark Jackson. You can find his channel and all the updates there. And it really leaves you with this one big thought, doesn't it? At what point does a rule, meant to organize things, actually end up crushing the very creativity a city says it wants to support?
Welcome back to Fish Facts. Today we're discussing why sand is just tiny rocks.
Hey, halt! You need a permit for this broadcast. Give me the phone.